Greetings YouTube, and welcome back to another Minecraft Steampunk Let's Play with me, Vitaly Vapour, inside of Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR. Now if you were with me last time, you saw me begin the slime farm, establish this temporary cave base here, and go off in search of cactus. Now since last time, I have done a lot of mining, guys. I am down to around level 30 of the slime farm. If we just head down, let's get our map out. You can see the numbers, the Y value in the top corner there, dropping down. Let's see how close we are to getting to bedrock. We are currently at exactly dead on layer 30. Now, I have to say, guys, this has been a lot of work off camera, and I've decided to start introducing the slime covered walls in the form of mossy cobblestone. This will become denser and the pattern will get thicker as it goes down, so it will look like basically a sort of like mouldy sewer type look, so it will actually look like a functioning slime farm. Now throughout the whole way down there have been no caves, guys. It's all been solid stone the whole way, which has been an incredible amount of work, far more work than any previous slime farm I've undertaken. The only part that there was an opening was this ravine here, and you can see I've been slowly lighting this up so as to make sure that nothing is spawning within here. Occasionally I get the odd slime spawning within here, but this goes down to, I believe it's Y18, so once we're down to here, we only have 18 levels to go. Now, we've started to pull some gold and redstone out of this. I still haven't come across any diamonds, and as always, guys, I can hear people screaming at me, but I still have not established a proper mine. This has been my main focus since last time you were with me. I think I was down at around this line here, if you can see the cursor running around these. Basically, these are every 5 or so. It may have even been this level. We may have only been about 10 down, but since then, we've come all the way down to layer 30. Now, as always, Dogbert is down the bottom here, keeping guard. He's not been particularly useful. I would much rather we get some cats down here. I'm more of a cat person anyway, but I would much rather be keeping those creepers away from me. I've been ambushed a number of times, either coming down this ladder or up this new ladder here, which, if you remember last time, I was having to sort of balance my way around the edge. Now, as this got taller, it became far too precarious to do that, so I've actually established a proper way out. The base hasn't really expanded much since last time. Obviously, there are chests absolutely full of everything that we've pulled out the ground. We've got this sheep shearing station here, which is for my next build. I'm just gathering some grey and brown wool currently. Obviously the farms you saw last time, we've established a vine farm up here on the wall, very basic, just these torches stop it growing any further down. And then at the end of a sugarcane farm here that I've established, I've built a very crude AFK cactus farm. So effectively there's a bucket of water behind this sand block, a sign on each wall, so every time the cactus grows, the sign breaks it, it drops into the water. Because there's just one source block here, it flows around both sides of the sand block into this hopper and then straight into this chest here. So that single cactus that I still believe is the only one in this world has now formed just over 2 stacks. So that is in good stead for when we come to make the mob grinder at the bottom of the slime farm. But what are we going to be doing today? Well, let's just have a quick bite to eat. Let's see if we get ambushed coming up the top here. No. We are going to build another temporary base, but this one is going to be a sort of house moving castle crane base, and the idea behind this is that it's the crane that will house a cable coming off of the actual crane arm, and then from there will be a ladder on that cable to take you all the way down to the bottom of the slime farm. But also underneath this part of the ground I'll put an item elevator to bring the slimes all the way up to the top, so that you don't have to keep going down there to retrieve your items. So I'm thinking about building this on a circular base. I'm liking the circles at the moment. thanks to plots.com. I'll put a link to their website in the description. If you guys don't use that, it is fantastic for plotting out Minecraft circles, spheres, ellipses. They even do a halo generator. I think they call it a torus on there, but it effectively would generate a structure similar to that of Bungie's Halo. And honestly, guys, it is fantastic stuff. There's even a lighthouse generator to make a Stampy Cat style lighthouse, and a wizard's tower for just a very rudimentary medieval tower. So I'm just very quickly trying to count out this circle. So we've got 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's see if I get this right, guys. I'm trying not to work off of pen and paper like I have been in previous videos to try and help speed things up a little bit. So let's see if it's working out. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then we put 1 on the side, and that's 1 2 3, and then we go 1 2 once, 1 2 twice, 1 2 3 times, 1 2 4 times, and then we make this one 1 2 3, and then off the back of here 1 2 3 4. Now this should line up with that line of torches. It does. That's where the center of the crane build is going to be. So we need to go 1 2 3. Oh, see that down the bottom, guys? The slimes can spawn in, obviously, because they're not affected by daylight. So you can see that this indeed is my slime chunks. So that's going to be great stuff to get that slime farm up and running. It's going to be so good, guys. 1 2 3, and then 1 2 once, 1 2 twice, 1. Oh, running out of cobblestone. 1 2 3 times. Was that 1 2 3? Yeah. Then 1 2 for the 4th time. Then 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then 1 2 3, and then hopefully that is correct. So that's 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. That's it. That is our circle completed. So we are going to infill this with grey wool, which, as you saw from the sheep farm, I've been collecting as much of it as possible. I think I've got 3 stacks, so hopefully this should be plenty. So let's just start infilling this as quickly as we can. This is when I start to realise this is why Stampy Cat has a helper, isn't it? someone like a Squishy right now, or the beaver would come in really handy. I think really handy right now, just to help with some of this building work. But this is looking good. So yeah, I've never really built things in circles and domes and so on in Minecraft before, so it's definitely a bit of a challenge. Let's just keep going here. I can always edit this if I think it's getting a bit tedious, but hopefully, part of me wants to build everything on camera, because otherwise how would you know that I'd done it correct? You know, how would you, well, I suppose the thing that's giving this away is definitely being survival is my levels, guys. I was looking at the previous video before I started recording just to make sure I didn't talk about the same farms twice, and just to check what level I was at, because it's been a little bit of time between recordings, obviously, to excavate out that amount of slime farm, because so I do have a job. This isn't my full-time profession. This is just a hobby for me. So I've been spending a lot of time mining out the slime farm. So I was checking the last video to see where I'd gotten to, and my level, I think, was on 31, and as you can see now I'm on level 46. That's through some combat, obviously. While digging down, I'm encountering slimes now. I'm occasionally encountering zombies and spiders. Actually, this is where I got my rather nifty enchanted gold chestplate, which I think has... what enchantments? Yeah, fire protection 2 and unbreaking 3. Now, even though when I got it, obviously when you pick these up off of zombies and skeletons, they never have huge amounts of health left on them, but because of that unbreaking enchantment, it seems to be lasting. I didn't think you could use unbreaking on armor. I thought it was just for pickaxes and shovels, but it seems to be keeping this chest plate of mine going, so I'm gonna chance carrying on, I think, even though it's getting dark. Even though it's getting very dark, so you probably hear the fear in my voice. I'm so terrified that a skeleton or a zombie's gonna come along, or God forbid, a creeper and destroy all this hard work. But I think my worst fear at the minute is, oh my word, is that I'm gonna run out of grey wool. Actually, I was about to say my worst fear is a skeleton knocks me off while I'm doing this high up work, but it's just drop these down. I'm actually not going to need the entire base covered in grey wool. There'll be a few bits that I'll need to take back out afterwards to form the floor of the crane house, as well as put some jack-o'-lanterns into the floor hidden under bits of the build, so that beneath this large metal disc is lit up. At the moment you see I've put a few torches down just so I knew where the center point was, but I'm going to want to have underneath there lit up, otherwise we're going to have mobs spawning all over this thing. So we are going to just bash that out. I think for a minute, let's just work out where the center is. Make sure nothing's going to be spawning behind us. That's 1, 2. Yeah, that's the 5 mark. Then 1, 2, 3. I think we should pull them in by at least 1. We don't really need to light up all the way to the edge there. Okay, let's try and get some placed here. We are just about to run out of wool, I think, guys, unfortunately. So I may just quickly go sleep just to pull this back through. Should have put a bed over here. I see I thought ahead and put down the chests full of items, and I put myself down a crafting table, but I never thought about putting a bed down over here. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. Hopefully nothing's going to ambush me on the way back and knock me off. Let's just run over to our ladder. Down we go. Okay, let's see if there's... Let's gather some more grey wool, shall we, before we sleep through the night. So we've got 46 pieces. This is something I've learned through trial and error, guys. When you have a sheep farm, use 2 gates. Have one set back from the other, so that when you open this gate, the sheep don't automatically run out, because they still read that that other gate's shut. I don't know if that is a true Minecraft bit of programming, but in my experience, sheep will always run for an open gate, more so than any other livestock that you keep. Cows aren't that fast, pigs are pretty thick, chickens exceptionally thick, really not bothered by open gates, but sheep seem to bolt for oh, I'm going to also save. I thought I'd turn that off. Apologies, guys. Let's just let that carry on. I will turn that off now so that doesn't happen again. Just bear with me. So apologies for that. There we go. There we go. Right, so we got almost another stack of grey wool there. But, I really did underestimate how much that large circle was going to need. So if we just sleep through the night, hopefully nothing's going to attack us in the night. Let's see if anything spawned down in the farm. Nope. Okay. Up we come, watching out for any ambushes that might befall us. I actually got ambushed by a creeper over here when I was clearing. I did a bit of clearance off camera. As you can probably see from the ground, this has been raised up, hence why it's got no long grass or flowers growing on it. But oh, I got absolutely ambushed by a creeper. Managed to jump out the way and hit block with my sword. I didn't know how much of a difference it would make, but it was all I had time to do while I was cutting down a tree, and it just blew the biggest hole in the ground ever. This may just be enough wool. Just about. Ooh, it's going to be close, isn't it, guys? It's going to be real close. How close, though? I don't know. The numbers are dwindling a bit quick. I don't think there's enough there to do it. Definitely not. There is more than 11 blocks there, that's for certain. As I say, I don't need every block in the middle, so overall, this is probably enough grey wool. So, the next thing to worry about is some steps up to this, so that we can find our way in and out. So, let us just find how we're going to construct those. Let's have a think. So I probably want to break out this middle bit of cobblestone and these two. And have I got any cobblestone stairs and slabs? I do. Fantastic. Okay, so if we put a cobblestone stair like that, and then one on the underside, and then one on the front, and then how are we going to get that slab there? So much easier and creative, isn't it? Let's see, I should be able to hit the side of that, smash that off, and hit that. There we go. I say I wanted it to look very much like Howl's Moving Castle, if you've ever seen that Studio Ghibli film. The way that it doesn't quite touch the ground, so it looks like this could keep walking away, even though it's got that as a base, so we don't need that anymore for a minute. Let's get out some iron bars and see how well we do for going around the edges. So we're just going to put anywhere, if you're copying this build, I would say anywhere you put a bit of cobblestone for now, just put down some iron bars. This is there we go, all the way round. Can see another slime spawning down there, I think. Oh no. Oh, I thought I saw one. I'm going to re-watch that bit of footage back. I could have swore I saw a slime in the corner of my eye. I'm finding they do despawn. I thought they didn't. So I'm definitely going to make sure the mob grinder that I build works exceptionally quickly, just to make sure they don't despawn before the cactuses have had a chance to grind them up into slime balls for me. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, next thing is to establish the doorway and work out exactly where that sits. So, I think I was thinking it's 7 blocks in the doorway, so don't need those. Need some oak wood and some blocks. Been smelting loads of stone blocks as well, guys, off camera in preparation for this. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it is 7 wide. Actually, that seems too far back, to be honest. It's going to be like a longhouse type design, so maybe we go 1, 3 and try from there. So this would obviously be a doorway in the center where that torch is, and then I think we come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So if we were to put one there, how would that look? I think I want to come back another one. 4, and then if we crouch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's say if we just break these away quickly, I'm thinking 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect, perfect. Now see, these are the sort of blocks that would be ideal for putting jack-o'-lanterns underneath, because you can't see the grey wall, and then that way it will light up the underside of the build and make sure that nothing's spawning underneath. So if we just quickly look at planning out the sides here, so there will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then probably another log, 1, 2, 3, another log, 1, 2, 3, another log, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 log, 1, 2, 3 log, 1, 2. Oh dear, right, so we're gonna have to take out some of these bits of wool from underneath, I think. So let's just break these out. I wish I'd had a pair of shears on me. If we just take out some of these middle ones, because we're actually going to put a floor in the crane longhouse so that it has a wooden floor inside it, just something a bit nicer, a bit less metallic underfoot. So it's mainly that area there will need filling in. We probably didn't grab enough wool to do it all, but let's just put these down. Oh no, that's pretty good, I'd say. Get the oak wood out again, and then it'd be 1, 2, 3 block. There we go. And then that will be our oak house frame. So, as I say, this is the beginnings of the longhouse. And I think that's all we've got time for, unfortunately, in this episode. So, join me next time, and I will be continuing on and I'll probably build some of the framework for this longhouse off camera, and we can start infilling the walls and adding some windows and get this internal floor sorted out. So, as always guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.